Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors that you can see on the screen right now. If you are going to do a bit of business in 2023, then please keep it in the Millwall family by checking out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below. This is your preview show, looking ahead to Saturday's must-win, in my opinion, home game against Stoke City at the Den. Gary Rowett goes full circle and takes on the team that he used to manage, that he took on in his very first game in charge. Will this be his last game in charge? It will be very ironic, but I genuinely hope that it isn't. As always, let's start by taking a look at the 11 that he might pick to get the job done. Alright, so I think it's very evident that changes need to be made. As I film this, of course, Brooke Norton-Cuffy has just joined the club from Arsenal, a 19-year-old right wing-back, and I expect him to go straight in to the starting 11 on Saturday. I said in my potentially harsh post-match analysis on Monday that Zian Fleming, Duncan Watmore, Danny McNamara and Murray Wallace all need dropping, and I think the gaffer will act on that. On Monday, the under-21s played at Camwell Road against Burnley, and they had 4 first-teamers that started the game. It was Ryan Leonard, George Evans, Wes Harding and Idemo Imaku, with George Evans getting on the score sheet. Reading between the lines, I could be wrong. In my opinion, that suggests to me that those 4 could be involved in a big shake-up on Saturday at the Den. Rowett definitely needs to do something. Having signed Cuffy, I think he'll go with 3 at the back, and I don't have a problem with that as long as he plays Ryan Leonard. This is the team that I think he will near enough play, and I'm also hoping that this will happen. Sarkic in goal. 3 centre-backs. Jake Cooper, Sean Hutchinson and Ryan Leonard. I hope he plays Leonard. I think he will play Leonard. And what Leonard will give us is good distribution from deep. And he can also carry the ball out the back and drag the fucking players up the pitch and get him off the goalkeeper's toes. I think it'll be 2 central midfielders. I think Denor will return after his short injury alongside Billy Mitchell. I think Joe Bryan, if he's recovered from concussion, will be left wing back. New signing Norton-Cuffy will be right wing back. And then I really hope he does this. Romain Esse right, Idemo Imaku left, and up front, 18 goals proven and tried and tested, Tom Bradshaw. Of course, that also drops Kevin Nisbet out the side. For me, it's not about dropping Nisbet. I don't think he deserves to be dropped on the strength of his form or the the quality of player that he is. He's the only one out of the 5 that I would potentially drop out, saying, look, okay, you're new to the club, you haven't got going just yet, not really your fault, you haven't had the service, but Tom Bradshaw's proven to score goals in this side. I'd definitely drop Watmore, and I'd definitely drop Fleming. 2 senior players, if you like, been brilliant for us, rate them both highly, but have both absolutely not been at the races. Imaku, for me, has to start. I've been saying it since pre-season. I like him at the minute. I'm not saying he's going to go further in his career than I do Esse. He's definitely more powerful and direct with his run. I just feel he's more of a threat in the Championship. Nothing against Esse. I didn't criticise Esse against Norwich. I said that Rowett sort of threw him to the wolves. I think he came in because Joe Bryan was injured. I do believe that Bryan was going to play high one side, and Esse got the nod because Bryan was out injured. So I think if you're going to start Esse, this is the team and the time to start him against, because he will get time on the ball and he will go at teams. I may be contradicting myself. You may be going, hang on, mate, you said in the week, always 4 at the back. I probably would still, but I don't think he will do it. So it's no point having a non-argument. I think he will go 5 at the back on the back of the signing of Norton-Cuffy. Ryan definitely needs to come back into it. And regardless of where we play 5 at the back or 1 at the back, we do need to go for the juggler and go for Stoke because they're a good side. Let's move on to our opposition. Currently managed by Alex Neil. Of course, he left Sunderland, didn't he, after getting them promoted, and took over at Stoke. Somewhat of a poison chalice, maybe. Of course, Gary Rowett's previous job to come into SE16 was at the Potteries. He didn't do the business here. They don't like him. And of course, his very first game in charge was against Stoke and beat him 2-0. I think it's Jeb Wallace penalty, and Ben Thompson got the first goal of the Rowett era. So they'll be coming full of abuse. There'll be plenty of Gary Rowett, your football is shit. Hopefully it's only coming from the away fans on the day. They're currently doing well. They seem to have dug themselves out of this. You know, they're a big club, but they're sort of lumber this division, and no matter what or who is in charge, they can't get past it. They've currently won 2 out of 3 league games, and they beat West Brom in the Carabao Cup. 4-1 win on the opening day at home to Rotherham. And last time out, they beat Watford by 1-0. They currently sit 8th in the division, 8 places and 3 points above us. The league table means very little at this point of the season. And if we do beat Stoke on Saturday, and it is a big if in my opinion, then we peg them back. We've played 4, we've won 2, we've lost 2, and it isn't the end of the world. I think the fans will respect Rowett more if he does try to go for the juggler of Stoke and get the fans on board. It will be a good atmosphere. Stoke always bring a good following and very, very vocal. The one to watch for them is Andre Vidigal. He has scored 3 goals in 3 games since signing from Portuguese second division side Marítimo in the summer, and he's looking like a great striker. Of course, they also got Mark Travers, the goalkeeper that we was after, and then we got Sarkic instead. Still going to remain positive about that one. But it's not going to be easy. Stoke are on form and finally look like they've turned the corner. Let's move on to a prediction. And so this is your pre-match prediction, and here we go. I am going to be an absolute shithouse and sit on the fence. I'm going for a 1-1 draw with Tom Bradshaw back in the starting 11, hopefully to get our goal. I think it'll get the fans off Rowett's back and get us out of this lull that we seem to be in, where we simply cannot get a victory and cannot stop conceding goals. All that's left for me to say is I will see you in SC16 on Saturday. We will be live streaming from around the 2:45 stick. If you can't make the den, then please tune in to the only fan channel in existence, to my knowledge, that brings you live matchday commentary from, in our case, the den. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.